So now we've checked every unit around here and every unit passes. So the next test is we need to test an RCD. Now I can't actually do this test because Stephen didn't bring in his machine. Stephen's machine has got an isolating transformer. So this plugs in the isolating transformer plugs in the wall, and it makes this circuit totally independent of that circuit. At the moment, if I do an RCD test on here, what's going to happen is it's going to trip the RCD on the main board.
Oh, I see.
Right? Because two RCDs, but that RCD I've since discovered is more sensitive than this RCD. Right? Not by much, by enough that when that trips, it kills the power to my computer. And this is the whole point behind the isolating transformer, is that when you plug all of this in the isolating transformer into there, it doesn't matter where you test. You can test anywhere you want. You're not going to blow any power on site or anything like that, right? So
Do people still use those isolated transformers, do they?
I've got one in my garage now. Oh, you mean the big ones, the big heavy...
The big heavy ones? No.
Yeah.
No.
They use the RCD devices, do they?
Yeah. Everything's RCD.
Yeah, well, did you want us to just get 1%
Cheap
up
and
there?
easier and lighter
Yeah.
and carry around and all that
No
sort of
worries.
stuff. Now, if I remember to get Bob to come over here.
No, I'll get all that. I'll get all that underway for you.
Go away.
Okay. Right.
Keep hitting the button incorrectly. I've got to hold that F3 button down for a second. Yes,
Didn't seem to reset it back to 500 when you unplugged it, plugged it back in, did it?
I didn't unplug it again.
I think it is on 500, isn't it?
When it was on 250, you unplugged it and then plugged it back in.
Oh,
It didn't seem to reset it back to 500.
Okay, so just go into F2, change installation, okay, and 500. I did change it back to 500, but always when you unplug it or turn it off at the wall, it always goes back to 500 because it's a default setting that it sets up.
The law for testing.
We'll go the impact.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's going, not going. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, good. I've included some new terminals.
Yeah,
there.
okay. So when we're in here, this is the main menu. If you hold this button down, it comes up with leakage test or RCDs test.
Oh, I see.
So I'd hit F2 to do the RCD test. Alright? I'm not going to because I know what happens when I do the
I'll do
RCD
it.
test. No, don't do it. But you would hit that, and when you hit that RCD test, this will trip, it'll click, and it'll test the RCD, and it'll tell it that, and it's something like the RCD has to test within so many milliseconds of so many seconds, and it might be 5 milliseconds, and this will trip in 3 milliseconds, and it'll tell you it's a pass. Okay. If you're unsure, just hit the enter button. So that's just flicking between the two menus, and then you can do the RCD test. Bob, sorry, just for one more second because I temporarily forgot. The leakage test that I do on this,
Yep.
is that when I hit the enter and then hit that for leakage test? Remember? Just
This is the run test that you're talking about.
no, I just want to touch that metal.
You just as in checking the earth. That's actually done on the class 1 test.
Oh, so it does it anyway.
On the class 1 test, yes, you're
that one there.
checking the earth. Yeah. The light's not switched on.
Not plugged in.
It's not plugged in.
That probably helps, doesn't it?
Carl, that tool.
It's foolproof. Because that's the earth bond which you've just done with that.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so you don't have to plug this in to do a class 1 test. You do.
You've got to. The other way to check it is do class 1 test. Oh, yep. Well, not switched on. We'll turn it on.
Oh,
Earth,
that's where it
Earth,
failed.
Earth bond test. It failed
Yeah.
because it's not.
Something crop with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so all single insulated tools, generally metal housing, all
Yep.
single insulated tools, you have to complete the circuit, just like an
Yep.
extension cord. Double insulated tools, you don't need to complete the circuit. Thank you. That's
Okay.
the bit I missed out before. What else do I need to tell you, fine gentlemen?
About the stickers, really, what do we need? Just simple.
Yes, let me grab some stickers for you.
How much is one of these?
I think this one is 1,004. I think. How much is this one? 145.
Oh, this was like 14.50 plus
14.50.
tax or something.
Right.
Here's our wee diary. So in our wee diary, we've done Trevor Lusty's machine. We did it on the 2nd of the 9th. We tagged it TS 1542 because we've done that many tags. It's a tool sheet heat gun. It's double insulated. It passed. It also passed an earth leakage test to core, not detectable. So Bob puts down quite a lot of information on it.
It's got that double insulated symbol in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's covering his ass.
Because he's making sure he puts as much information down as possible. Then you have a tag like so. So on this tag, you have to write TS1542B. Test date today, 2nd of the 9th, 16. Know if it's 3 months, 6 months. So you go 2nd of the 12th, 16. This one you peel back that and stick it over the top. And then when you stick these stickers on, you have to stick the sticker on by the plug.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Right, so not this end, has to be tagged down here, and don't plug it on right here, because when you go and unplug it, you're going to grab this from here and unplug it, and the tag is going to be in the way. So put the tag back at a reasonable distance.
Yep.
So the things that are left plugged in all the time, how often do they have to be checked? They don't get switched off.
In a workshop situation, if you've got something sitting there that's plugged in all the time and never has to shift, generally speaking, they're considered 3 years.
Okay.
Right?
Computers too.
Yes, computer. I mean, though we're talking 5 years for computers and printers and photocopiers, I would generally stick to 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and 3 years. And look, if it's meant to be every 5 years and you tag them every 3 years, who cares? It's so cheap to tag something. I mean, just do it for the sake of it. And these are costing you nothing for a start, but 85 cents each or something like that. And it takes, I mean, literally, you can plug that in, hit F2, and it passes in 15 seconds, you know. The main point is keeping the diary and doing the visual inspection. The visual inspection I keep harping on about, but the whole point behind tagging is the visual inspection. It's making sure, Stephen making sure that his tools are safe for you to use it. And you can come along and break the guard, break the handle, take the guard off it because it gets in the way. You can do stuff, and you can do stuff every 3 months. So on site, on a building site, they're saying every 3 months. In a workshop situation, every 6 months. Right? It's making sure the tools are safe. That's the most important thing.
Is this mainly for commercial applications or home?
It's if I live at home, I don't need to tag my own stuff, right? If I employ people and I supply those people with tools, I have to tag the stuff. If I go into a building site, because there'd be other tradesmen there, I have to have everything tagged. So if I'm a one-man plumber and I go onto somebody's property and I tag the stuff, I'm the only person using the own tools, they're not getting strict on that person, right? No one else is using the tools, he's using it. In theory, because he's going onto a building site, it's not a site, but it's still a work site, isn't it? Somebody's house, and not his own house. Then he should have it tagged. What they're really getting strict on is builders, building sites, stuff like that. Eventually they'll move on to people like Toolshed Timaru. Is everything in Toolshed Timaru tag? I say no, not at the moment, but it will be. But,
As it goes out the door.
yeah, well when you buy new tools, we'll tag stuff for free normally when it goes out the door. But that's the silly thing, you can come buy an angle grinder brand new out of the box, we know it's going to pass. You can take it out on site. As soon as you go on site, it's got to be tagged. They used to have 3 months leeway on it, but then you had to produce your proof of purchase docket to
Oh, I
prove
see.
that it was 3 months. And no one's going to carry around all their proof of purchase dockets
No.
for the sake of a tag.
Well, you come and buy 4 tools off you, get them all tested, take them out the door. You might have used the 4th tool for 6 months later.
Well,
And
see, this has been another issue where you take a builder who's got a storeman's room, and in the storeman's room's a router, and they only use the router once a year. So do you tag it every 3 months? The simple answer is when it goes out onto site, it has to be tagged. When a staff member uses it, it has to be tagged. The tag has to be current.
Yes.
So if you tag it in January and you use it in July, you have to tag it before you use it.
Yes.
Now, in the past, that's been a huge inconvenience for people, and probably what they've done is they just haven't tagged it, taken it on site with an old tag, and hope the OSH guy doesn't come along and note that it's an old tag and send them off site because they only use it once a year. What's happening now, I've sold a heap of these, and it's just as simple as the fact that if you're carrying around one of them, or there's one in the store and someone can tag your stuff, when you go and pick up the radius, they throw a tag on it, and they throw a tag on it, walk out the door with it. I reckon we've done about 40 units, all the local South Canterbury builders, and South Canterbury Toyota just come in this month, bought the same unit you bought, and they're going to do 5 South Canterbury Toyota works, businesses around the area,
Oh, yes.
and they're just going to go and spend a day in Rakaia, and they'll just go and tag all of their stuff, and they'll do it every 12 months, I think, in their showroom sort of stuff.
So everything you explained today has a nice comprehensive booklet that comes with it?
No, and this is because there are some very grey guidelines around tagging. The simple thing behind tagging is to legally tag that, you have to put 500 volt down it, which means you need a PAT tester,
Yes.
and you have to be a competent person. Right? Now, how do you deem someone's a competent person? At the moment, you can spend $500, go to Christchurch, do an all-day test, and they will give you a competency certificate, and then they suggest that you have to do it every 12 months. Because there is no government guideline to what a competent person is, right? So what we did with this is we say we'll give you what we call stage 1, which is this. We'll teach you about tagging, we'll teach you how to use the machine. You deem yourself competent. You go out on site, you've got a machine, and you write out a tag, and you tag it, and you tag it. The OSH guy comes along and says, who does the tagging? You say, I do. Here's my OSH machine. Here's all my tags. Here's all my records. Here's all the paperwork. Everything's done right. And I'm the competent person. Then they can't do anything about it. Stage 2, a guy flies over from Australia. There's a 4-hour course down at Space Ale House that we run. If you buy a machine, 2 people can do the course for free. If you already have a machine, or you want 3rd people, 4th person to come do it, it's $100 a head. And at the end of it, you get what I've got sitting in my office, which is a nice blue certificate that says I've attended a competency course for compliance tagging.
Just one more.
Just like that, nice pretty blue one, right? And in theory, you whip round the copy fast and you get them to shrink it down and laminate it into a small card, and you put it in your wallet. When the OSH guy comes out, you pull out your wallet and you go, here is my competency certificate. Is it a true competency certificate? Well, it's not a pass because you haven't done an exam, so you've attended a 4-hour competency course. But all about OSH is being seen to do the right thing. So if doing the right thing is A, buying a machine, B, learning how to know it to make you more competent about tagging, C, doing a 4-hour competency course on it. It's pretty comprehensive.
Sounds good, yeah.
Competency course at any time.
Well, in theory, it's a lifetime competency course. It deems you competent. Would you want to do it again in 4 or 5 years? Probably yes.
Yep.
At the moment, we don't know when the guy's coming out of Aussie. We got onto these in March around our trade breakfast. We sold about 25 units, and so we had 50 people, and there's 15 people to a course. I think we did 4 courses actually, and put everyone through the course. And then some spare spots we filled with like guys from Kennedy's who had bought a tagging machine but had never done a course. And this is what OSH are getting strict on. like out at Fonterra, one guy bought a machine, 20 people come up, tag their stuff, went away again. No one's done a course, no one knows the first thing about tagging. They're not even what I would call deemed competent to tag their own stuff. So Osh comes along and says, who tagged it? I did. What course, what paperwork, what anything have you done, you know? Oh, I used Johnny's machine over in the corner. Right, so they're getting strict on people that have done nothing. In fact, most of the time, half those guys out there weren't even using a pat tester. They're buying the tags, filling them out and sticking it on their stuff. Right? Where's the machine? Don't have one. Who did it? Johnny did. Johnny can't find Johnny.
Okay.
Right, they can't find them. Johnny doesn't exist. Right, so people are very, very safe by buying a machine, learning how to use the machine, and then doing stage 2. Stage 2 will be when the guy from Aussie comes back out again. When this company TNT turn around and say, we'll sold heaps of machines, we want you out. And we will turn around and ring everybody that's bought a machine off us since May. 15 odd people, and there'll be more by the time he comes out. So is he going to be out before Christmas? Don't know. It's not a huge issue though. If you've got the machine and you know what you're doing and you're tagging all your own stuff competently, then go and tag it, keep your tool register, all that sort of stuff, do your visual inspections, and then at some point I'll ring up Steve and say stage 2's on the 16th of every month.
That sounds good.
What else do you need to know about such things?
Your phone number's gonna ring you up.
Yeah, no problem, just ring me at work.
Oh, what did he say now? Oh.
Ring me. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
It
pretty well
is, it
straightforward.
is. I mean, there is a book and there's nice pretty pictures, and the book is actually quite good, but it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Plug in your grinder, F2 for class 2, plug in your extension cord into there and there, F3 for extension cord, enter for RCD test, do your RCD test, and change it to 250 volt if you're a bit worried about sensitive electronic gear.
I did write that down as the main thing.
Yeah.
Sensitive. Yeah.
And if you're unsure, give me a ring.
And so the single or the double insulated was you recommended 3 months for a building site.
3 months on site,
Yeah.
6 months in a workshop.
And what about a single insulated on a building site?
You
Still
probably
3
won't
months?
find one.
Won't find one.
You probably won't find
And
one.
at home, still go for 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months or a year on single insulated tools in the workshop.
And leads always need a test every 3 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
leads are double insulated.
Yeah.
Leads are effectively considered a double insulated tool.
Well,
They've got the same regulations as double insulated tools, though, don't they?
they have got an earth.
Yeah.
Effectively, they are their own special case, hence their own special test, because there is a polarity and things as well that comes into it.
But if you're on site, you'd be tagging me every 3 months because
Yes.
they're the things that get damaged the
A
most.
building
Yes.
site, everything electrical is 3 months.
Yeah.
There's a special sub-regulation that has been brought out for the building industry.
Yeah. Which is a bit tougher on the building industry
Yes.
than everyone else.
Very
But only because they're tougher on tools than probably most people are. And like I said, one person, one set of tools. You buy your own tools, you use your own tools, you look after your own tools, and you fix your own tools when you have an issue. That's not that much of an issue. It's not really targeting that. It's targeting Stephen buys 20 tools, gives them to you, you go out, you don't care because they're his tools. You take the guard off because you put a diamond wheel in it that's oversized to do a job.
Yes.
That's what they're trying to stop.
Yeah. That's fair enough.